Okay, we're rolling.
Welcome to this commentary episode of Yolk Everywhere.
Yeah, welcome. I'm Kyle.
I'm Trevor. We are here.
Yeah, we have no guests. This is just going to be our commentary on the behind the scenes of Yolk Everywhere film that was produced 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost.
I think, roughly.
In 2018.
Now, Kyle, was this video posted on our YouTube channel, or...?
It has not been publicly available anywhere yet.
Wow.
So you listening right now to the commentary, this is the first time this is ever going to be available. And also, of course, it's available without the commentary on this channel that you're listening to. So if you don't want the commentary, then I guess stop watching this. But if you do want the commentary, you're in the right place.
Great.
We'll link the non-commentary one at the end of this.
Well, Kyle, what is this that we're about to watch?
So this is the behind the scenes of Yolk Everywhere. I think I just mentioned that a little bit ago if you were listening, but I guess you just don't like listening.
Oh, yes, of course.
I don't know what your problem is with me.
Well,
whatever.
I mean, we can get...
This is made back when it was simpler. Back before all the... No, well, anyway, what do you remember about making this, Trevor? Before we get into it, what do you remember about it?
I remember... Overall, production took quite a long time. Longer than either of us had probably anticipated.
I'd say so, yeah. There was like a scene or two that probably took a long time, and...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also remember having a very fun time with, you'll see in the video, I had this item in our dorms that felt like a utility item, and I didn't know quite how to use it. And then Kyle came up to me with this idea of how to use it in this video, and I remember being excited about it. I don't want to bring it up yet, because it's near the end, but just keep an eye out for that.
I think I might know what you're talking about. I believe I know what you're talking about. At first I didn't, but now I do. Yeah, I do remember this taking a while also, yeah. Mm.
Well, what do you remember? What stood out to you as the director and writer?
I remember sometimes, most of our guests that appear in this episode, or in this film, liked being around. And so sometimes when there'd be scenes that didn't have all of them in it, they'd still be around. And I didn't have a problem with that. Well, I kind of did. Like, I don't have a problem with being around them, but with them being around, I had to make sure they weren't seen by the camera. So that was like a little extra hassle. And also they had to be quiet. So sometimes they'd be talking like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, hey, I like talking to you guys and all, but
could we get this done and then we can hang out? I want to get this done.
Yeah, because this was for a class of mine, and I don't think it went over well with that audience because they weren't very familiar with our podcast, but I think if they were more familiar with the podcast, they probably would have liked it more.
And that's why we're feeding this straight to our viewers.
Yes.
And listeners, I should say.
Feeding it to them through a tube.
Exactly.
Straight through a tube of their headphones. You should listen to this in headphones because this commentary is in stereo sound.
Oh, yes, and to achieve the full effect, you'd want the over-the-ear or in-the-ear headphones.
Yeah. Also, I don't think the film's in stereo sound, unfortunately.
But us talking over it will, which will provide an interesting soundscape.
Oh, yeah.
Well, with that being said, do we want to hit it?
Yes, we will. Yes, we can. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Oh shoot, it's rendering. We're having a little technical difficulties here. Hold on. I'm going to reset it because it's going to be hard to sync it up. Okay. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Now this is the exterior of our dorm room that we originally recorded our episodes in. This is Peterson.
The infamous.
And what was the song you were playing, Trevor?
This song is by Sloth Rust. It is Magnets Part 2.
Never asked.
Okay. And when you got to tell me just play something on a video on guitar, I was like, oh, that sounds like a great
AMA
time.
one where we call people and yell at them AMA until
Well, I'm
they
glad
respond.
you had a great time shooting it.
What should
For our listeners, this writing on the window is actually something that we did to plan out our episodes.
What about expo markers?
All right.
And I remember this shot of me
Question.
I was setting it up on my own because I'm not sure, I don't know if you were there or not when I originally shot the one that just had me in it.
Yeah,
But-
I think you did that before I got back.
Yeah, I had some trouble setting up the camera angle because I didn't know where I'd be in the shot. Now, this scene, I recall, took a long time to get the right take.
What? Do you want to be on the podcast tonight?
No.
It's just Cameron he was having too much fun with it, just trying new stuff, and
Wait, what about Ivy?
unfortunately, I didn't think that any of the stuff was what I was looking for, so it took a little extra time to get what I wanted from the scene. Although I think the final product turned out well. I think his character comes across well.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to be on the podcast this week?
I can't. I have like 3 tests to study for and like 2 papers to write.
Jeez.
Now, if
What
I
about
could
Becca?
reshoot a
She's
scene,
in?
it'd be this one, because
Last time
I think
I
the
was on,
timing of
you
the
don't
door
understand
shutting
anything.
was a little off, like right here.
I mean,
Bye.
okay.
It was a little too delayed in my opinion. Would like to not as delayed. Also, I believe Becca kept looking like directly at the camera during that, so that took a few extra takes, but not as long as Cameron's.
It'd be fun if we had those shots. Oh, yeah, and that'd be our roommate Joe, who was featured on, I believe, episode 2 of this season.
Well,
Yes.
you don't have any guests. What are we
Yes.
gonna do for the guest segment?
I don't know.
What if we do some Mad Libs?
All right.
And this episode that we're planning now never actually turned out to be an actual
Okay,
episode. This was
let's
just
start.
Right.
a scripted episode.
That would have been interesting if we actually used that, though.
But I think though we did use a similar format, like a few of the ideas, but I don't remember which episode. And these materials you're seeing us using, or tools, whatever, the microphone you see is the actual microphone that we used to record our original season 1 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of microphone was that?
It is a Blue Snowball microphone. That was before all of our ad revenue started kicking in, and we upgraded our equipment just ever so slightly.
Yeah, before we upgraded to stereo.
Exactly.
All right. News outside.
And that shot with the light turning on, you can actually see my reflection on the microphone of me plugging it into my computer, because the light would actually turn on whenever it was plugged into a computer, so I kind of cheated with that effect. And our cinematographer in this shot was Ivy, Minister Walter Leander West IV. That little tilt down.
It's time for our news outside.
Wait, not cinematographer. He's camera operator.
Camera operator, yeah.
Now, this scene with Joe actually was not in the original script where he left his room and that stuff. I think I added it in later because I felt there needed to be more of a transition.
Mm.
And I think it was a good addition.
What's up, dude?
It provides a third act twist.
Yeah. Also, that whip pan from me to Joe, that was 2 shots stitched together.
We actually hit Joe for this scene. That was the craziest thing, is you said we need to have it feel real.
That was a good time.
What the frick? What the frick, guy? No, what the hell? Really? Really? Come on.
See, did you catch it there? There were some zip ties in that chair, and I brought zip ties to college thinking I'd use them. And you know what? I still have the exact same bag that we took those zip ties from, and I don't think I've used any more other than sometimes my roommate's asking if they can put them on his handcuffs and try to break out of them. But even that isn't that often.
They tried to break out of them? I thought they... never mind.
So that was the behind the scenes video. Kyle, what do you think watching it again 3-ish years later?
I think it holds up fairly well. There, of course, as I have grown as a filmmaker, there are some things I would have changed. Like, set up some shots differently, maybe gotten different angles, but I think it, as one of my earlier films, I think it turned out well.
If only it were safe to go outside again, we could have rented out film scene for this commentary episode for you and me to just record this audio.
Sure, yeah. We could have had a full audience.
We could have, yeah. But now we're not going to make it in time for awards season.
But we got our loyal listeners listening to this commentary.
Now that we have reached the end of the video, I would like to bring up this week's sponsor.
Oh.
And that would be Fender guitars. They're a classic, and they're in this room, and we would like their money.
Say Thunder?
Fender.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you too well. Is this a Fender here?
It is. That's the Squire, which is kind of a... Yeah, give it a little poke.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure if you can hear that on the recording, but I hope so. That was a... what is...
It is a Fender Squire electric guitar. And you know what? I say this with full confidence. It's good. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah, and it's those kinds of bold statements that make me hope that we get some money for it. So if anyone can help us with that.
Honestly, I thought you were going to say it's those kinds of bold statements that make me horny.
No, I wasn't going to say that.
Oh. I think I'm ready to go.
Okay, yeah. Let's wrap up this episode.
Thanks for listening to our commentary.
Goodbye.
We got Yolk everywhere.
Oh, yeah, we definitely did that. Yes.